Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Doesn't matter what time are you watching us. Welcome to Malaka news broadcast news. Welcome today, where we contrast the worldly themes with the kingdom. So today we are continuing our health series today, upgrading our health. Last week we talked about the root cause of disease and laying the foundation of our health. And today we're going to be talking about nutrition and detox. But before we put the PowerPoint slide, I want to lay down the foundation for this teaching today. Okay, so you know that we're supposed to give our body the things that the body needs in order for our body to work in the highest healing potential. Welcome, Ambassador Veronique, so our body can work in our highest healing potential. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to become CEOs of our body. We want to be able to know exactly what our body needs and give to the body what the body needs. So do you know that we all want to take control of everything? But how we can take control of our bodies, our health? How can we prevent, control, and reverse disease? Well, we can do that by becoming the CEO of our health. What do I mean by that? Well, a CEO is somebody that controls everything. Like God is our CEO. He's our king. He's our CEO. He controls the world and he controls us. Okay? So, well, he gave us a free will, but he knows how everything. He provide everything that we needed in order for us to work to work in this earth, to be able to live and to sustain our body. He provide everything. But we have to know exactly what to consume. So in order for us to become the CEO, we have to pretend that our bodies are just like a company, okay? And your cells are your employees, okay? Your organs and your tools, okay? Your systems are the different departments, okay? And your brain is your human resources, where you learn where to put, what it is that you need to give to your body, where you do your lifestyle, and nutrition. So that's how we become the CEO of our health. So it's very, very important what we put in our mouth is exactly become what we are. So we are what we eat, or actually we are what we absorb. Because if you might be eating the right foods, but if you don't absorb it, okay, then the nutrients are not getting into the cells and into the organs and into the system, and the body cannot work in the highest healing potential. Okay, so let's go to the PowerPoint right now. Okay, so the first thing today we're going to be talking about nutrition and detox. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so what are nutrients? We have 6 different type of nutrients. We have our carbohydrates, we have fats, we have proteins, we have minerals and vitamins, and then we have water. Minerals and vitamins are micronutrients, and and uh, carbohydrates, fat, and proteins are macronutrients, okay? The most important ones. And then the vitamins and the minerals, and including phytonutrients like antioxidants and polyphenols, for example, they're all part of the micronutrients, okay? So let's go to the next one. So what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates is the one where we get the energy, where we get the fiber, where we get the sugars, okay? Where we get the starches. That's where carbohydrates are. So anything that is like flours, like cookies and baked goods, all those are carbohydrates. Fruits are carbohydrates. Vegetables, some of the vegetables have carbohydrates. Starches are carbohydrates. So those are carbohydrates. Of course, there's healthy carbohydrates and there's unhealthy carbohydrates as well. So those are carbohydrates. What's the next macronutrient? The next macronutrient. Oh, let's talk first what are good carbohydrates and bad carbohydrates. Okay, complex carbohydrates are the ones that are good. That's like whole grains, for example. Those are complex carbohydrates. Those are healthy carbohydrates. Okay, and then the thing about whole grains is that when they refine it and when they process the grains, they take all the whole and all the nutrient and they just leave the energy part, all the white part. So what that does is increase your insulin, but you're not having the benefits of the fiber and of all the other nutrients are in the husk. So that's why when you want to eat grains, you want to eat grains are whole grains, and those are complex carbohydrates. And then we have simple carbohydrates, and they call it simple carbohydrates because it's easy for the body to break down, and it just shoot your glucose and blood sugar right away. And that's something you don't want because, like we talked last week, we don't want to have any insulin resistance or diabetes. The next macronutrient is proteins. And proteins are made of amino acids, which are used in building and repair the structures of our body, which is our muscles and our bones and everything like that. Proteins are also needed for hormones, synthesize enzymes, and other essential molecules. Even vitamins. There's some vitamins that need also to be processed with the protein. Protein essential amino acids are 9 amino acids that the body cannot produce in its own, so that we have to eat our protein. Complete proteins are dietary proteins that contain all the essential amino acids, like beef, for example. Incomplete proteins do not contain all the essential amino acids. So there's like beans, for example, or there's some grains that might have some proteins, but not all the proteins to be a complete protein. Okay. And what do the protein do? It builds the body nutrients. It builds and repair tissue. It help you with the work of the hormones and how to use the enzymes and to make antibodies. It also give us energy. Okay, but sometimes when we eat too much protein, it's also not so good for our body. Okay, because the protein that you not burn is going to be stored into fat. Okay. Now, the next one that we have, the next macronutrient are fats. Okay? And in fats are the body's main form of long-term energy storage. Fats are large molecules made of fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids are long chains of carbon atoms attached to hydrogen atoms. And fats are classified by the types of fatty acids they contain. So let me tell you something. Fats are very important. They tell us in the 1970s that fats were bad. And when they created the fat pyramid diet, they put fat at last. When fat's supposed to be at the beginning, because when you consume healthy fats, you are feeding your body. Every cell wall of all your cells in the body, they are made out of cholesterol. They're made out of fat. Your brain, most of the cells in your brain, they're 60% fat. Okay, so no wonder that when they put that fat diet and they said everything fat free, we have an increase in diabetes, we have an increase in Alzheimer's disease, okay, in many neuro degenerative diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, MS. Why? Because now we don't have enough fat. A lot of deficiencies because there's a lot of vitamins that, like for example, vitamin D that need fat in order to be metabolized, and things like turmeric, for example, the curcumin also need fat to be metabolized. Okay, and we were not taking none of those, so there's a lot of the nutrients that even though you were not consuming, you were not able to absorb it because you were not consuming enough healthy fats. Okay. What are trans fats? Trans fats are processed fats. Okay, processed fats, and all those oils that you see in the supermarket, all those vegetable oils, they're all processed. Because if you wanted to take canola oil out of the canola seed, like it's supposed to be, or safflower oil or corn oil, directly from organic and processed and cold pressed, it will not look nor smell or taste like the one that we have in the supermarket. So all those trans fats, what it does is that increase inflammation. And if you remember last week, anything that increase inflammation increase your risk of a chronic disease. So you don't want to consume those. So the healthy fats are coconut oil, it's a healthy fat. Okay. Avocado oil is a healthy fat. Okay. Olive oil is a healthy fat. Ghee is a healthy fat, and butter is a healthy fat. One is organic, natural butter. Okay. No fake. So stop buying anything that says low fat. If you're gonna eat yogurt, for example, better have the one with everything on it when it comes to the fat, the whole fat, that the one that you take out the fat, okay? Very important. So what is the uses of fat? It's used for energy. That's the main course of a keto diet, using fat as energy. And then when you don't have enough fat to use, then you will use the fat that is stored, helping you to lose weight. Okay. It's also fat is used for insulation, okay, to keep you warm, to pad the organs, so when you fall down, you don't, the people that are very, 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 very skinny, they fall, they might be able to break a bone or anything like that because they don't have no cushion. But you have a little bit more cushion in it, it will be like a padding. Okay. It's also, like I said, cell membrane. All the cell membranes are made out of fat. uh, Fat also carries some of the vitamins and also help us with the hormones, also help us with growth, and help us with the skin, okay, the supple of the skin, and less wrinkles and things like that. So fat is very necessary in our diet. It's specifically if we do healthy fats. And let me tell you about the different oils that we were talking about, okay? When we talk about olive oil, you don't use olive oil to fry it, okay? You use olive oil as a dressing, in a stew, maybe when you're cooking rice or something that you can add, but not to fry. And in a salad, you can have even olive oil, just straightforward. Olive oil, when it's organic and extra virgin and cold pressed, it also have a lot of uh, uh, what is it called? Polyphenols, okay, that help your heart, okay, and it's also an antioxidant. So it's very important for you. You can have that when you buy olive oil. Make sure that when you buy olive oil, you buy an olive oil that have only one type of olives, meaning that it came all from one farm. Okay, not the one, when you buy olive oil, go to the back, and if it says that it have olive from Spain, from Italy, from Portugal, you don't want those, because you don't know, in Portugal they might have sprayed this kind of herbicide and pesticides and the other one, so you have exposed to more. You want the one that comes out of one farm, one type of olive, that is cold pressed, that is extra virgin, and it's in a glass dark bottle when you buy olive oil. Okay. The same thing goes to when it comes to avocado oil. You also want organic and cold pressed with avocado oil. And when it comes to coconut oil, you also want unrefined organic coconut oil. And with the coconut oil, you can also cook as well. But the one that you want to use to fry, if you're frying anything, will be the avocado oil. Okay. Very important for you to know that. So what happened with our metabolism? Our metabolism is the sum of the chemicals processes that take place in your body to keep you alive and active. Metabolism requires energy from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. The energy in foods is measured by calories. So the energy by food is measured by calories. And the body uses those calories, okay, and that energy to go inside the cells, and then the mitochondria, which is the mitochondria is a little organelle. We call it the energy powerhouse of the cell, that convert those energy and the fats and the protein into ATP, which is the energy molecule that we need in order for us to have energy to move, to talk, to breathe, and the organs to do the work, and the cells to do the work that they need to do. Okay? You want to eat the rainbow. Why do you want to eat the rainbow? Because in every color, there's different nutrients. God is so great and so good that He put different nutrients in different colors of food. So if you can see here, in reds, in all the reds, vegetables and fruits, you can find vitamin A, vitamin C, a lot of antioxidants, manganese, lycopene, quercetin, okay? And they are good to reduce the risk of cancer, the heart disease, to decrease inflammation, also good for your hair, and also good for your skin and your eyes. And then the list of you can see there, make sure that you take a picture of it so you can see what kind of foods are those that contain the red color. And then the greens they're good with vitamin K, vitamin B, folate, potassium, antioxidants, chlorophyll, carotenoids, lutein. And what they do, they promote the health of your lungs, of your liver function, healthy cell production, reduce the risk of cancer, increase blood clotting, lower blood pressure. So if you are suffering high blood pressure, make sure that you eat a lot of greens, and you can have some um, green juices or smoothies in the morning. Okay, and then the orange and yellow ones, they are rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin B6, potassium, folate, antioxidants, beta carotene, lutein, alpha carotene. And those, what they do is they reduce the risk of cancer and the heart disease, promote eyes and skin and hair health, increase immunity, and decrease inflammation. The purple, blue and purple, vegetables or fruits, what they do is that they high in vitamin B's, antioxidants, anthocyanins, and flavonoids, resveratrol, which is a great antioxidant. And what they do is they reduce risk of cancer, of heart disease, protect the cell damage. Those are the ones that protect the cell damage, protect from oxidative stress, and remove all the free radicals that cause the oxidative stress. Okay, improve your memory, your eyesight, and also aging. Okay, prevent aging. So you want to be healthy, you want your cells to be young. Okay, so eat a lot of purple and blue vegetables and fruits. Okay, and the last one are the white ones that are rich in vitamins C and K and potassium. And they, what they do is they lower cholesterol, reduce the risk of cancer, heart disease, protect cells from damage, increase immunity, promote eye, skin, and bone health. So that's why when you are serving yourself a plate of food, you want that half or even a little bit more than half of your plate to be with fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables. If you're having dinner, you want a lot of vegetables in that, and then one the other half of the plate you're gonna have a quarter of carbohydrates, healthy carbohydrates, and a quarter of your protein. That's how you want your plate, and then in the side you want your fats, healthy fats in every meal. So that's how your plate, a healthy plate, should be looking like. Okay, I know that's a lot of information, but like I say, make sure that you take pictures of the slide that interest you, and that you can go and replay this, because this is going to be in the YouTube. So make sure that you share, and you make sure that you replay this so you can get all the information. Okay. So what you want to do now that you know which colors are good for you and what they're good for, okay, and you know what are the good foods and stuff like that, that you want to start eating. You want to start eating so that you can target, okay, whatever condition you are suffering from. Okay. And one study that do that is nutrigenomics and epigenetics. Let me tell you what is epigenetic first. Epigenetic is the study of the environment, how the environment activate and deactivate your genes. Meaning, like for example, your gene says that your mama have high blood pressure and your papa have high blood pressure and your grandma have high blood pressure. Okay, so that means that you are in increased risk of having high blood pressure. You have that gene there. But your environment, meaning how you eat, how you sleep, what is your lifestyle, is the one that is going to dictate, okay, whether that gene is going to activate or not. So because your mama and your grandmama, whatever, have it, that doesn't mean that you're doomed to have it. You can be the one that break that curse and don't have it anymore by providing the right environment to your cells. And that's the sort of epigenetics. Now, nutrigenomics is that relationship that food has, okay, to activate and deactivate those genes. Okay, that's the nutrigenomics. So if you go into the nutrigenomics of foods, you can find foods that can activate, deactivate. For example, turmeric, milk thistle, green tea. Those are things that will activate your cells to produce their own original antioxidant enzymes that will clean up even better your cells, in addition to all the antioxidants that you will consume. You will make your own natural antioxidants, because that particular foods will activate, okay, will activate your production of antioxidants in your cells. So that's some things that the study that is very important to go deep in it, so you know exactly what is that your body needs and how can you activate and deactivate those genes that are in you. So you can do also a gene map, like where you get blood tests or DNA testing, and you know what are the genes that you have and don't have, so you know what to activate and not activate. You can do like the 23andMe, and they will do, the whole profile, and if you have the genes, for example, like breast cancer. If you have BRCA positive, that means that you will have more risk to have breast cancer, for example. So those are the tests that will tell you. And that way, with nutrigenomics and epigenetics, you will give the 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 right environment to that gene, so it will not activate. Okay. So what is that you want to do? Let's start first. I know that I put the eating the things that you want to eat in one side, but let's start with the things that you don't want to eat. Okay. The things that you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat no crap. Okay. What that means? You don't want to eat no carbonated drinks. I mean no sodas. Why you don't want to drink no sodas? Because soda have a whole bunch of chemicals, a whole bunch of artificial colors. Okay, a whole bunch of chemicals that damage your stomach lining, that can cause cancer, and that can cause diabetes and things like that. Plus they have tons and tons of sugar, and even the ones that have artificial sugar, it still increase your sugar, and I'll explain that later. Okay, so that's why you don't want, some of the sodas they use it to clean. I remember my father when I was younger, whenever the battery of the cars have that white corrosion, he would put 7 Up or Coca-Cola on it, and it will kill the corrosion. So would you like to put something like that inside your body? I don't think so. So no sodas. The R is for refined sugars. You don't want no refined sugars, because you know that sugar is the worst enemy of our body. Later, when I'm going to go deeper into the sugars, but you don't want no sugar, because sugar is not good for you. Okay, when you have too much sugar, it's not good for you. Sugar cause diseases. Cancer is fed by sugars, so you don't want non-refined sugar. That means the sugar that have been processed, and refined sugar includes not only the things that are sweet. It include things like Doritos, include things like chips, salty stuff as well, but they are made with carbohydrates and or starches, for example. It includes the cookies and the donuts and the cakes and the bagels and the ice creams and the candies and the candy bars and some of the granola bars. All that stuff includes refined sugars. So those things you don't want to eat those. Meaning you don't want to eat anything that is processed, nothing that is in a box. And then the artificial foods. You don't want to have any artificial foods. That means you don't want to have any artificial sugars, artificial flavors, artificial colors. Why? Because all those artificial things are synthetic. That means they're made with things that are not good, that are not made for the body, that increase your risk for cancers and diseases. Right now, for example, artificial colors have been related to autism, to ADHD, okay, to ADD. So you don't want, especially if you have a child that you have a behavioral problem, remove all the artificial colors out of his diet, and you're gonna see a change. And you don't want artificial flavors, because you didn't even know the thing about artificial flavors, for example, and artificial fragrances, for example, in things, is that they have no laws when it comes to what they can put there, or a law that said that they have to tell you what they put there to create that mixture, to create that flavor, or to create that fragrance. So what happens is that you have no idea what kind of chemicals they put in there that can be damaging your body and creating more oxidative stress and more free radicals and more inflammation in your body. So that's why you don't want nothing artificial. And of course, you don't want nothing processed. You need to buy food as as close as to the natural, original way that they come when they were created. That's the way that you want to buy your food, and then cook it at home and add up whatever you need. And the good thing is, like, remember when we're talking about target eating? When you cook it at home, then you can add the flavors and add the herbs and the good fat and all the good things that will heal your body, instead of eating from outside or processed food that you have no idea what they put in. And let me tell you something, all this food that we buy in the aisles of the grocery store, remember those foods, they were in the farm had to pick it up, okay, then take it to the company will process it, add all the chemicals and all the things that they put in, okay, Then they box it. After they box it, they put it in a warehouse. From the warehouse, it had to travel to the different country. From there, it goes to the warehouse of the grocery store. From the warehouse of the grocery store, then go to the different grocery stores to the back warehouse of the grocery store. Then from the grocery store, they got to go to the aisle. And then from the aisle, they go to your grocery car, to your pantry. And from the pantry, who knows when you're gonna cook it? Some of the food that you're buying in the grocery store, they are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Do you think that they have any nutrient by then? They have no nutrient whatsoever. You are eating food products, but nothing. No, it doesn't have no value, no nutritional value. So it's better for you to cook from scratch. Okay, very, very, very important. So you want to eat the things that you want to eat. You want to eat organic foods. Okay, you want to eat non-GMO. Remember that GMO means genetically modified organisms. You want nothing genetically modified organisms. You want to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. You want to eat lean proteins that are grass-fed, free range, no antibiotics, no hormones. And if you're eating fish, you want wild caught fish. And the smaller the fish, the less mercury that they have. So sardines, for example, is the healthier one that you can have because they're so small, they don't carry hardly any mercury. And if you're gonna buy the bigger fish like salmon, you want to make sure that they are wild caught, not farm raised, because when they are farm raised, and I know I'm gonna sound gross right now, when they're farm raised, I mean they are grown in a pool where they put tons and tons and tons and tons of them, and then they put antibiotics and they put hormones and they put whatever they want, and in addition to that, they are swimming in their own feces and all the waste, and then they are this close to each other that they're swimming like this, eating each other, hitting each other. So that's why you don't want that kind of fish. You want to make sure that they are wild caught. Okay, you want to eat healthy fats like the one that I tell you, coconut oil, olive oil, and avocado oil, and you want to have whole grain. The other thing that you want to have that is very important is to drink water, clean water. Okay, you need to drink at least half your weight in ounces, meaning that if you weigh 200 pounds, okay, that means that you're going to have 100 ounces of water on a daily basis. You want your water to be clean. If you can have alkaline water, even better. But remember that when you are consuming alkaline water, you want alkaline water that is like 8, that the pH is around 8.0, 9.0 during the day. But before meals, you don't want to have alkaline water. Why? Because the alkaline water will dilute the acid in your stomach. And you know that the stomach needs to have the HCl with the acid higher so it can break down the food. So before uh, meals, you want to have water that is clean, but that is 7.0, a pH of 7.0, which means that it's not either alkaline or acid. And that's the one that you want to have before meals, and that's the kind of water you want to have. For example, when you're taking medication, you don't want to have alkaline water when you're taking medication because it will break it down too fast. You want to have, if you're taking any medication, you want the 7.0. If you're preparing baby formula, for example, you want the 7.0. But through the day, you can have alkaline water, and then before meals or with meals, you want to have the 7.0 water. So it is good if you have the machine, that ionize the water that way. I have one of those here, and that's how I know we can have the different type of waters. If not, the best thing that you can do to alkalinize your water is add lemon. When you add lemon, you alkalinize your water, okay? Very important. Now, what is the number one enemy of our bodies? Is sugar. Sugar is our number one enemy. Why is sugar our number one enemy? Because sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. Okay? Sugar suppress your immune system. Sugar contribute to our gain and obesity, weight gain and obesity. Sugar increase the risk of fatty liver disease, cause headaches and including migraines, contribute to hyperactivity, anxiety, depression, gut problems, concentration difficulties, cause premature aging, causing wrinkles and gray hair, cause tooth decay, raise harmful cholesterol, raise your sugar, increase your risk of cancer of colon, prostate cancer, and breast cancer. And if I can go to the list, like we can be a whole day over here talking all the negative effects of sugar. Okay, so that's very important for us to cut down the amount of sugar that we're taking. 9.5 is good. Like Ambassador Veronique, when we are transitioning to alkaline water, we cannot do it all over the sudden. Okay, you cannot just one day we're drinking regular water and the next day you work at 9.5. You have to, okay, you start with the 7.0, then you go to the 7.5, then you go to the 8 until your body gets used to the 9.5. Remember that you're going to be drinking through the day the 9.5, but before meals or with medications, you want to make sure that you go back to normal water, clean water 7.0. Okay? Very important. Very important. Okay, so the thing that our food industry does to confuse us, okay, is that they have put, when I did this PowerPoint, I found a thing that said 56 names for sugar, but it's actually right now they have 72 names for sugar. Confusing you. So what happened? You are so confused that you have no idea, okay? You have no idea that you're taking sugar. For example, there's people that are diabetic and they say, oh, I'm going to have some Doritos because Doritos are salty snack. Do you know Doritos is a salty snack, but it have 4 sugars? You know, it have 3 different type of sugars, plus it's a tortilla that comes from a corn. That means that it's a carbohydrate. Okay, that carbohydrate was metabolized, is converted into sugar, so you have 4 sugars. And they don't know that they are increasing the sugar. Another thing that is happening, and this is something that I learned in this year when I do my studies, you know, because I'm in this career, you have to continually study. I find out, okay, if you look at this chart over here next to fructose, you see that little name that is called that says maltodextrin, maltodextrin. Okay, when you find something that is sugar free, you most likely have maltodextrin. Okay, maltodextrin is not necessarily a sugar, but behave like a sugar. So here you are trying to lose weight, okay, for example, or trying to lower your blood sugar and your insulin, eating things that said no sugar or low sugar, not knowing that they put in the maltodextrin that is going to increase your sugar anyways. Okay, that's why it's like sometimes we say, well, why people don't lose weight? Meaning that the industry is not helping you at all. It's not helping us at all. It's not helping us at all. So that's why we need to eat things that we cook at home and we add what we need to it, because that is not working. So what are the sugars that you can consume? Okay, you can consume agave. You can consume maple syrup. You can consume honey. Now, these trees, agave, maple syrup, and honey, you can consume coconut sugar. These 4 that I just finished mentioning, they have less calories and less. They have a lower glycemic index, meaning that it doesn't spike your sugar that much, but it's still a spike your sugar. Plus, they have other benefits for your body as well. So it does increase your sugar. So if you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, you really don't want to consume those 4, or you want to consume it very little, so it doesn't raise your insulin and your sugar. Because even though they're healthier than regular sugar, they still a sugar, and sugar is a sugar. It will do whatever, the bad stuff in your body. But if you're really trying to cut down the sugar spikes and everything like that, you want to use stevia. Okay, stevia. Make sure that it's organic. Stevia organic or monk fruit sugar, completely organic. Those have 0 calories, both of them. So it will not raise your sugar. Now they have another sugar that is very close, and this is new, that is very close to the taste of regular sugar, but it also do not increase your sugar either. It's called anulose sugar. That's a new type, but it's a new discovery. It's not so new, but it's been like in the last 10 years or so, but it's not yet as popular as monk fruit and stevia. Okay, very important for you to know that. What about raw sugar? Raw sugar is healthier than processed sugar and refined sugar, in the sense that it doesn't have the chemicals and it still have some of the nutrients that the plant where that sugar came from have, but still sugar. Sugar is sugar, and if sugar is going to raise your insulin and your sugar levels, it's still not good for you. Okay, still not good for you. You want to use it, the raw sugar, very sparingly, especially if you don't have any, if you don't have, if you're not overweight, if you don't have insulin resistant, if you're not pre-diabetic, and if you are not either diabetic type 2, then you can have a little bit of raw sugar here and there, very conservative amounts. Okay. Another thing that have to do with your nutrition, but that damage your body, is the toxic load that we put in our body. People, there's toxins in our foods, there's toxins in the environment, there's toxins in our cosmetics, in our personal care products, like our shampoos, our skin products, our cosmetics, okay, our mouthwash, our toothpaste, our soap, okay, our lotions. There's also toxins in our detergents, okay, the things that we use to clean the house, the things that we use to fresh the air, like candles and uh, Febreze and Glade and all those air fresheners that we use. All those things are toxins, and those things we breathe it in and we absorb it through our skin. And everything that we put to our skin, I cannot see the question. Let me see. I use just my, okay. Can you put that again, please? I use my cover. I have one of those mentioned. Listen, if I want to tell you, don't try not to use the sugar with your coffee. And I don't know which disease you have, but let me tell you, um, coffee, when it's black coffee and it's organic, is excellent when it comes for memory. Okay, for memory, it's excellent. Also for a little bit of energy, but it's not so good. But coffee raises your blood pressure. So if you have any issues with blood pressure, or if you have fibrocystic breast, for example, you don't want to have that much caffeine. Okay, you don't want to have that much caffeine. You want to substitute that for tea. But if you want to sweeten your coffee, no, don't. What happened? What made a coffee bad is the fact that we put creamers and flavors and all that stuff. A good coffee, you want to make a good healthy coffee. You want to have coffee. You want to put some MCT oil or coconut oil, okay, and then you want to put some either monk fruit sugar or stevia sugar or coconut sugar that have a lot less calories, and that will be. Or you can put the raw sugar, like I said. If you don't have any issues with sugar, then you can put the raw sugar, and then let that be the only sugar, raw sugar, that you use in the day, and don't use it nothing else. Use healthier sugars for all the other meals of the day. Okay, that's very important. So like I said, that a lot of these things, a lot of these environmental toxins have carcinogens, has hormone disruptors. Why do you think, people, that cancer have increased? Hormone disruptors. You know that all these chemicals are femininize our men. Now you have these boys that are growing breasts, man breasts. They call it man breasts, man boobs. Okay, and these girls that they're 11, 12, 10, 8 years old and already have menarche, meaning that they already start their menstrual period, because all these chemicals are disruptors of our hormones, and they are changing the hormone levels in the body. Phthalates and parabens, fragrance. Remember what I told you about fragrance? Fragrance, they don't know what they put in it, so you don't know what kind of things that they putting in it. Sulfates that are also very corrosive for our body. SLS are like like BPA, and there are chemicals that you find in plastic that they stay in your body forever. Okay, there are forever chemicals, as they call it. Artificial colors, we already talked about that. Artificial savor, synthetic things. Okay, and then all our medications, drugs, and antibiotics that we take also have a lot of chemicals. Every single time that you take an antibiotic, that you take a medication, you're increasing your free radicals, you're increasing your oxidative stress. And if you're increasing your oxidative stress, you're increasing your inflammation. And here it goes, that disease is not coming down, because it becomes a cycle. It becomes a cycle. Here we go again. Let's say you're taking the medication to lower your blood pressure, for example. Taking the medication, you lower your blood pressure, but that medication cause free radicals. Those free radicals damage the cell. The damage the cell causes inflammation. The inflammation causes your cholesterol to stack into your arteries and harden the arteries. And here go the blood pressure again. That's why we become a slave of medications. Okay? So, what are some hidden toxins that you can find? You can find mercury. You can find hidden toxins in the air fresheners, like I said before, and perfume, and gasoline, and fertilizer. Another thing is that a lot of our foods, even our vegetables and fruits, if you take a broccoli, or if you take a, a blueberry from 100 years ago, it have twice or much more times the nutrients that it have now, because of the soil. The soil was, was prepared better, was treated better. Okay. And rotate, crops were rotated properly, so that the food have enough nutrients. Now they have less nutrients, and that's why we need to supplement. Okay. And I forgot to add this, and I'm going to do a segue here before I go to the next slide. Is that, and when I talk about the no crop foods, make sure that you don't have, you also exclude gluten, because gluten causes inflammation in the digestive system, and it causes leaky gut. Okay. And also milk. If milk is not good for you, we are the only organisms that we're still drinking milk after infancy. And the milk from the cow, if the milk was raw, meaning that you had a cow in your house, that you know what the cow had, consumed and how it was treated, and you milk it yourself, and you take it from there to your table and eat it, it have a lot of nutrients. I have a lot of phytonutrients. I have a lot of antioxidants, proteins, and everything that you need. It will be a full food. It will be good. But because it's not like that, and it's being processed and pasteurized and all that, when they do all that, they take out all the nutrients, most of the nutrients that the milk has. Okay. And so it's no good for us. What it does is, because it increases the lactose, which is a kind of sugar, increase our risk for diabetes, increase our risk for inflammation, increase our risk for leaky gut, increase our risk for insulin resistance. Okay. It makes us gain weight, and those and other things. So that's one of the things that you need to make sure that you remove, okay, from your food. So going back to the toxins, okay. So these are the things that do toxins. So how the toxins in the environment impact us, okay? The air pollution impact the health of our lungs, okay? The water impacts our bodies and add chemicals into our body. It dehydrates your body. Sometimes you're not drinking, the water doesn't have the minerals that it needs in order for the cells to absorb it. Okay, because drinking a lot of water, you can be drinking a lot of water and going to the bathroom and dilute it, but you are not. We need water also to be absorbed by the cells, so the cells can do everything that they need to do. When the water is not clean, and then the body have to work in process, the liver have to work in processing all these things. That's the problem. That's the problem. Then you're not getting all the nutrients, all the hydration that you need. So it comes from the climate. It comes from things that are built. All the toxins that we get come from a lot of things, as you can see here in this picture. So God is awesome, because if you go to a doctor right now, if you go to a medical doctor and you tell the medical doctor, can I get a detox? The medical doctor is going to tell you, no, you don't need to detox your body. And he's saying the truth, really. He's saying some truth here, because our body have a detox pathway. God created our bodies with a detox pathway, okay? And our detox organs are our liver, our lung, our colon, our spleen, okay? Our kidneys, and our lymphatic system. But what happened is that because nowadays we put so much garbage into our bodies that we overwhelm the organs, and the organs cannot work into their highest healing potential. So because of that, we need to clean them. We need to detox them, so we can boost, the organs, so they can work better, and they can handle the load that we're putting into our bodies. So that's why it's so important to do a detox. And we should do a detox, at least twice a year. I said everybody should do a detox, maybe maybe after Christmas at the beginning of the year, because usually everybody fall out of the train during Christmas and the holidays. Okay. And then the next time that you should do a detox should be after summer. Usually everybody go on vacation during the summer, and we eat really bad after vacation in the summer. Now, everybody always asks me, what is the difference between a cleanse and a detox? Okay. The difference between a cleanse and a detox is that cleanse, usually we're talking about the digestive system. A cleanse usually lasts two to anywhere from 24 hours to 3 days. Okay. And sometimes we just cleaning one organ in particular. And 99% of the time, what they're talking is about your colon. Okay. Now, when we are talking about a detox is a longer period of time, and we're trying to detox all our organs, all our bodies. And when you can do one organ at a time and do it longer than a cleanse, okay. But the best thing is when you do all the organs in that detox. And usually a detox can last anywhere from a week to up to 90 days. Okay, depending on how you do it. Usually, if you are, if you go to a coach or anything like that, the usual amount of a detox is usually 21 days. Okay, the most normal, but it can go anywhere from a week to 90 days. So let's start how we detox. How we detox? I always tell people that let's start by detoxing from sugar. That's the let me go back to the right. Okay. Okay, how we detox the different organs. So to detox the liver, the kidneys, and intestine, here are the herbs that you can be using: dandelion, artichoke, thistle, curcumin. You can add these things in as a tea. You can add it in a smoothie. You can add it in a juice. Some of the foods you can add it in a salad, for example. Okay, and what you can do is find things in common, so you don't have to eat all of those. For example, you know that dandelion is good for your liver and for your kidneys. So when you're doing your detox, you can have dandelion tea in between your meals, and you'll be able to boost the health of your kidneys and your liver. Okay, and then for your intestine are fiber-rich foods like salts, like psyllium and glutamine, probiotics, garlic, ginger, aloe. You can create like a detox drink or a shot that you can take every morning to help you with the detoxing of your intestines. Now, the next thing that also we need to detox is our lymphatic system. And things that let me tell you what the lymphatic system does. Our lymphatic system, okay, it is next it's like parallel to our circulatory system. And what it does is carry white blood cells to the area that need to be cleared, and then it take out the garbage back into the filter into the lymph nodes, and then take it back to the blood. So the blood will take it back to the liver. The liver will separate, the good things to the bad things, and transform it to a cleaner way of the body to process it. Then the liver will decide which one need to be eliminated by the urine, and which one need to be eliminated by the feces. I will send some to the digestive system to be delivered by the feces, and send some to the kidneys to be delivered by the urine. And that's how the body get rid of the garbage. That's why it's so important. Imagine if your digestive system, remember when we were talking last week about digestive health and about having a good gut? If your gut is not healthy, if the foundational, you don't lay the foundation of the cells of your healthy gut, and then the liver is sending all this garbage, you're reabsorbing the garbage back into the bloodstream, and not taking it out. If you're not frequently going out to the bathroom and having your bowel movement, okay, you're reabsorbing all this. The longer the feces sit in your colon, the more it's reabsorbing the fluid, and the more it's reabsorbing all the garbage back into your system. So that's why it's so important to detox and to maintain your digestive system clean. The same thing goes with your kidneys and everything. That's why all these things that we talk about in the last slide for the kidneys and the liver, okay, and intestine is so important. So now we're going to talk about the lymphatic system. So like I said, the lymphatic system is in all our body. It's just as big as your circulatory system, and it's capturing, taking the white blood cells where it need to be. When the white blood cells kill things and eat things and bring it back there, it gets filtered in the different nodules. We got nodules in our necks. We have nodules in under our arms. In the inguinal area and by the stomach. And then what it does is that they capture all the garbage and they take it back to the bloodstream, that in the way that they take it back to the liver. Okay, so what happens is that the limbs doesn't have any valves. Okay, the limbs doesn't have valves like the circulatory system. So more than just taking all these good herbs that will help you with it, we need to move. We need to create movement, okay, into the lymphatic system. The one thing that you want to do is hydrate, because you need enough water to circulate. Okay. You also want to dry brush. What's dry brush? And when do you do dry brush? Dry brush is something that you can do just before you go in the shower. Just before you go in the shower, you take a brush, shower brush with natural hairs, bristles, natural bristles, okay? And you're gonna be brushing your skin towards your heart, okay? So if you're doing it in the arm, let's see if you can see me here. Let me right here. Okay, you're gonna be doing towards your heart like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The other arm: 1, 2, 3. If you're doing in the torso, 1, 2, 3, up to the brain towards your heart. If you're doing your neck on your face toward your heart, you're gonna be doing like this over here, and then like this toward your heart. And you brush. That means that you're helping the lymphatic system circulates and take things out. Okay, take the things out, and the heart, because it pumps the blood everywhere, will take it to where it needs to go. Okay, so that's one thing another thing that help you give movement is massages. Massages is a good way also to give uh, movement into the lymph, and also help relax the muscles and take all the toxins that are accumulated inside the muscles. It will make it relax better. So that's a good way also to get your lymphatic system moving. Another thing that is tremendously good is a vibration plate. A vibration plate is they call it whole body vibration. I love the vibration plate. I go to a gym that have a machine that do the vibration plate. What that does is you stand in that vibration plate, and that vibration plate is vibrating the whole inside, moving your body completely from the top of the head to the bottom of your feet. Okay, moving all the lymphatic system. You have a lot of benefits, and now also the good benefit about that is that when you do exercise while you are in the vibration plate, is that you doubling the amount of exercise. For example, if you're doing 10 squat, it's like if you even more, you like 5 times. Like if you do 10 squats, it's like if you did 50 squats. Because while you're pressing, everything is moving with you. So this is awesome. It's also awesome because if you have, pains in anywhere, things like that, it's moving it in a way that kind of massage the area as well. So I love the vibration plate. If you can afford one, they're usually more than $300. But if you can afford one, or go to a gym that have them, perfectly. Also, you want to exercise. It's very important that you want to exercise, and you want to use the herbs that we talked in the slide before, in order to help your lymphatic system to detox. Okay. Now, how we detox our lungs. Our lungs is another way that the body detox, and the way that the body detox through the lung is through breathing. So it's very important that we take deep breath. Sometimes there's some people out there that haven't breathed in all their life very good. You might be alive, okay? You might have breath, but you haven't done some deep breathing so you can release all that CO2 out, to release all those toxins that are accumulated through the lungs, that get accumulated into the body, because you're not getting enough oxygen and you're not getting out enough CO2. So it's important to take deep breathing. Doing breathing exercise is a must to clean and detox your lungs. Okay. All the things that help you detox your lungs is like castor oil packs, licorice root, ginger, peppermint, um, having a good air quality. For example, here in the state of Florida, we live in a closed house with air conditioning during the summer because the heat here is tremendous. But in this time where it's cool outside, people open your windows and let the air in your house circulate. If you have air filters, make sure that you change the air filters in your air conditioning. Okay, if you can have HEPA filters like the one that they have in the hospitals, even better. And you want to change your filters minimum once a month. Okay, once a month, so you have clean air. You want to go outside in the countryside. If you like to go, to the national parks, that you can go hiking and walking. That exercise is good for the lungs also because you're going to be breathing some fresh air. Where there's a lot of plants, there's more oxygen. Okay, so you're going to be breathing fresh air, and that's going to help you, help you detox your organs and detox your lungs. So it's very important for you to do that kind of stuff for the health of your lungs. And now there's one herb that this slide didn't have, but mullein, mullein tea help take all the mucus that is accumulated in your lungs. So people that have, asthma, that get a lot of bronchitis, for example, that have a cough, that have a virus like a COVID, or they have influenza, or have a bad cold, whatever, and they want to get rid of the phlegm, mullein tea will do that. Okay, and sea moss as well help you take out all the garbage out of your system. And what other foods are good for your lungs? We talked before about green color fruits are also good for the lungs, but also have making sure that you have your water, your ginger and turmeric are good. Onions and garlic, bell peppers, carrots, beans, chili peppers, oranges. Those all things are really good for your lungs as well. So make sure that you're adding all this type of foods for your lung health. The thing is that you can create a detox for a few days, but then in the daily basis, you can incorporate some of these foods and teas and things like that to make sure that you're optimizing the health of these organs through the year. You don't have to wait only until the time that you do your detox to incorporate this type of foods or this type of teas into your daily routine. Now, I always tell people, let's start with the sugar detox. Why you want to start with the sugar detox? Excuse me for a second. I need to take some tea here. Excuse me. Okay. Why do I tell people to start with the sugar detox? Because when you remove sugar, you remove most of the guilty foods. Most of the guilty foods. So the best thing that you want to do when you start a detox is remove sugar. You remove sugar, and when I do it with my clients, what I do is I remove sugar, and then every week we concentrate while they're removing sugar. Every week we concentrate in each of the detoxing organs, and we add teas and herbs and foods into the diet that will help that particular organ for that week. Okay, and I usually do the detox for 4 weeks so we can cover all the organs. Now there are things, and then when you do a detox, not only you want to detox your physical body from the foods and the sugar, okay, you also want to detox your mind, and you also want to detox your spirit. So you want to be able to be reading the word, okay, because remember that the renewing of your mind come by reading the word. So you need to renew your mind, detox your mind from all the negative thoughts that you have. That those negative thoughts that you have in your mind are talking to your body, are talking to your cells. Okay, are creating free radicals, are creating oxidative stress and inflammation in your body. So you need to detox your mind, practice gratefulness. And Ambassador Veronique is asking, is eating eggs is good for you? Yes, eating eggs is good for you. It used to say that eating eggs were bad for you because of the cholesterol. But we just find out, okay, that cholesterol is needed. Like I said, 60% of your brain is made out of uh, cholesterol. But you want eggs that are free range. They call it, yeah, they call it free range, and with omega 3 and not the regular eggs that you buy at the regular store. But yes, eating eggs is healthy. You can have one egg every single day, two eggs every single day, and that will be fine. Plus, it's a protein. It's not increasing your blood sugar, okay? And it have good cholesterol, okay? That means that will help you. Let me go back into cholesterol because people don't want to eat eggs and certain things, and they're always concerned about fat free, fat free, fat free. You know that what really make cholesterol bad is sugar. Sugar is what make cholesterol bad. Why? Because sugar increase inflammation. So now you have the cholesterol. Your liver made the cholesterol, and you're consuming some cholesterol. Okay, and your liver makes some cholesterol, and the cholesterol is traveling through your arteries. Okay, now your arteries are inflamed. You are having a lot of toxin because of the chemicals that you put in your body and in your food and all the sugar. And now what happened to that cholesterol is that getting oxidized. And when the cholesterol is getting oxidized, it pack into the walls of your cells, of your arteries. It pack in it. Okay, now it pack is create arteriosclerosis, meaning hardening of your arteries, causing high blood pressure. Now the blood pressure is even pressing more that cholesterol into the walls of your arteries. And the more cholesterol that get built into there, okay, then it create blockages, and here goes the heart attacks, or the strokes. So it's not the cholesterol that is bad. Okay, it's not the cholesterol that is bad. It's the environment that is giving to the cholesterol. It's like saying, for the sake of conversation here, okay, if you see a pistol in a table by itself, it's not doing nothing to you. Okay, it's when somebody hold it and shoot it, it's when it do something. So that's the same thing that happened to cholesterol. That cholesterol by itself is okay in your body, in your system, in your blood. It's all the other factors, that your oxidative stress and your inflammation, that cause the packing of cholesterol inside your arteries. And because, do you know that they said that over 80% of the people that suffer heart attacks had normal cholesterol? Had normal cholesterol. The people that suffer heart attacks. So it's the sugar what is bad for you. Is the sugar. The sugar is the one that pack the cholesterol into the walls and then create that bad fat, which is the triglycerides. The triglycerides are the fats that are made out of the eating of sugars and carbohydrates, and that make your blood thicker. Okay, I used to have a picture and I didn't put it here where you can see how the blood look when you have high triglycerides. So those that the sugar is the one that caused the problem. It's not the cholesterol. Okay, very important that you understand that. So everybody that is watching right now, take a picture of this, because this right here gives you like a good meal plan about to do a sugar detox, and you can kind of follow this and do a sugar detox for yourself. Okay, but everybody that is watching this, okay, if they find me in either Facebook or Instagram, okay, and they DM me saying that they watch the broadcast today, I can send you my sugar detox plan uh, guide that I have for you guys, so you can have it. Okay. And to conclude, what I want to tell to everybody is that most chronic diseases can be improved, controlled, and even reversed or eliminated with proper nutrition. Excess sugars, processed foods, GMOs, trans fat, excess sodium, environmental toxins, chemicals and additives, and phytonutrients, vitamins, and mineral deficiencies, okay, stress, lack of sleep, and exercise contribute to your disease diagnosis. Commit to eliminate junk food, reduce your toxic load, and to optimize the health of yourself and your detox organs one day at a time to become the CEO of your health. So make sure that you eliminate the crap and you put in all the good food into your body in order for you to become that CEO of your health and prevent, control, and even reverse diseases. Okay. One thing that I have a little bit of time, okay, that I can discuss is that always people say, so what are the best supplements that we can use? Okay. There's people out there that they taking 20, 30, 40 supplements. We don't need to take that many supplements, people. We don't need to take that many supplements. You need to take exactly what you need. And then you find some supplements that are common for many other things. Like, remember when we went to the list of the different nutrients and teas and stuff like that of the gut, liver, and kidneys. And dandelion was like in the three of them. And I tell you, you can, so that way you don't have to make sure that you don't have to drink all that many. But there's certain supplements that are essential that everybody should be taking. Okay, and those supplements are magnesium. Okay, everybody should be taking magnesium. The most common and easier magnesium to take is magnesium glycinate, and you want to take at least 450 milligrams a day, and you take magnesium at night. Okay, magnesium is a mineral that is used in over 350 metabolic and enzymatic processes in the body. It's needed to metabolize for the bones. It's needed to get fluid inside the cells. It's needed with the metabolism of sugar, cholesterol. I mean, it's needed for so many things. For muscles, it's what contract and relax your muscle. Whenever you have cramps, most likely you have deficiency of magnesium. So magnesium is needed, and they said that 90% of the people in the United States are deficiency in magnesium. Okay, so that will be something that you need to do. The next thing, that the next good uh supplement that you need is omega 3s. You want to have omega 3s. Okay, when you buy omega 3s, you have to check the bottle. Are using wild caught fish to get the omega 3? It's important. Okay, and another thing that you want to take is that when you take the omega 3, you want to pick the one that have the highest DHA and the highest EPA. And now they discovered that there's another fatty acid that is essential also in the omega, which is DPA. So you want to have one that have at least more than uh, 300 DHA, more than 300 EPA, and more than 50 of the DPA when you buy the omegas. Okay, and then you want to take at least 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day. And omega, you also want to take it in the evening. Okay, after dinner. No, not before bed, but maybe after dinner. Then you have vitamin D3. That's another one that uh, um, everybody is deficient, because they're telling us to use sunblock. So we're not taking sun. Our body make vitamin D when we are exposed to sun. Okay, and they are noticing that vitamin D is important to reduce the sugar, to reduce blood pressure, and also to reduce the risk of cancer. And in any processes, they almost classifying vitamin D as a hormone. Okay, so that's why now when you do a physical, they check your vitamin D. But now let me tell you a trick about vitamin D, people. When you go to the doctor and they find out that your vitamin D is low, what they do is that they give you synthetic vitamin D. What they do is they give you vitamin D2. Vitamin D2 is synthetic, meaning that's the one that Big Pharma can make and charge you the money for it. You want to have vitamin D3 that you can buy in any health food store or Amazon. Okay, vitamin D3. And you want to take a minimum of 2 to 5,000 I'm sorry, 2 to 5,000 international units I use of vitamin D3 daily. Okay? If they prescribe you, because this is what they usually do, they prescribe you, okay, because your vitamin D is too low, and they tell you need to take the 50,000 international units once a week. Then you want to take vitamin D3, okay, at least the 5,000 international units every day, anywhere from 5 to 10, so you can be equivalent to what the doctor is telling you to do. Okay. Another thing that is very important for everybody to take is probiotics. We discussed last week how essential are they for the microbiome, okay? Because we have as many cells as we have of our body, we have of bacteria. And we have good bacteria and bad bacteria. We need to feed the good bacteria. So you want to have a probiotic that have different kinds of probiotic, that the culture is more than 10 billion, okay? And that is mixed, that it has also prebiotic. Because if you're taking probiotic, but you don't taking anything to feed, okay, your good bacteria, then your body's going to kill your good bacteria. You want to make sure also that you increase your probiotic after you are sick. And if you're taking any antibiotics, as soon as you finish your roll of antibiotics, you wait a week and then you start taking to repopularize with good bacteria your gut. Okay, it's very important that you do that. And then the last thing that you want to make sure that you take that is very important is digestive enzymes. Why digestive enzyme? Because now, since food have so many things and doesn't have enough nutrients, you want to make sure that you are taking all the nutrients possible that you can out of the food. Okay, so you want to use digestive enzyme. Now, who is the responsible of the digestive enzyme? Is the pancreas. The pancreas secretes insulin, but it also secretes enzymes, and the enzymes that the pancreas secretes is lipase that break down the fat, amylase that break down the carbohydrates, and proteinase that break down the proteins. Okay, so you want to buy a digestive enzyme that contain the lipase, the amylase, and the proteinase, but also have lactase to break down, especially if you drink milk, so it break down the lactose. Okay, you eat any dairy, you want to have one that have the lactase too, and also have papain. Papain is a enzyme that comes out of papayas. Okay, and bromelain. Bromelain is an enzyme that comes out of pineapple. So you want to have a digestive enzyme that have all this. There's a brand called Now, NOW, that is organic and contains all of that, and it's about $16-17 in Amazon. So those are the most important supplements that you need. Now, you might need other supplements, and it all depends on your situation. Remember that everybody is different. And remember what I said before, when you stop taking all the bad things, gluten, anything that have wheat have gluten. Okay, if you can, not everybody have to, only if you are gluten sensitive, or if you have celiac disease, you want to stop completely the gluten, but you want to minimize as much as you can, because if you eating a lot of gluten, eventually you're going to cause inflammation and leaky gut. So reducing the gluten, it's going to be the best thing for you to do. Okay, and remember what I tell you about the milk. Another thing is that you want to learn anything more about the milk and why the milk is not good for you, go back to the channel, Malaka's channel, and research for the video that was done last year about milk, and you can review that. It was about a 30-minute video, and you can watch it and learn a little bit more why it's so important for us not to take the milk. I want to make sure that I tell you everything that you need to know about nutrition. Oh, make sure that you read labels, people. That's another thing. Make sure that you read labels. When you buy your food, you want to read labels. Why do you want to read labels? Because, for example, labels are going to tell you how many calories the food had and the nutrition value and how much sugar the things have. You don't want to have anything that have more, that when you look at total sugars, if it has more than 16 grams of sugar, you don't want it. If you have added sugars, when they divide the amount of sugar, they have added sugar. That means that they add more sugar than the natural content of whatever food it is. You don't want to eat that either. Okay. If you have too much sodium, also you don't want to uh, have that, because sodium raises your blood pressure. Now, when it comes to sodium is needed for us to retain the fluids inside the cell. So we need good sodium. Okay, so the best salt that you can have is Celtic salt or sea salt, because they have more minerals and less sodium. But the best one is the Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. Okay, that's the kind of salt that you want to consume. Now, if you suffer a high blood pressure, the Celtic salt is the best, because it's the one that have less sodium out of all of them. Okay, the Celtic salt. And then if you want to make sure that you're getting enough fluid inside yourself, okay, what you do is that you take a pinch of Celtic salt, put it under your tongue before you're drinking a glass of water, and that's going to help that water, the magnesium in that water, in that salt. It's going to help that water not only to flush your kidneys, but it's also going to because some people drink enough water but they still dehydrated because the water is not going into the cells, and the cells need that water. And the magnesium is the avenue that they use to get those cells, the water inside the cells. So it's very important that you know that about salt. So make sure that you do that. So you read the labels for all this. and the nutrient content. And then you want to read the ingredients, because while reading the ingredients, you're going to know if you have too many sugars, two different type of sugars, if they have chemicals, if they have preservative, and you know that the ingredients in the list are in order. Okay, the ingredients in the list are in order of amount. So if it is garlic rice that you're buying, for example, and it says sugar and this and that, and then garlic and rice and maybe the number 5, number 6, you know that it have a lot of garbage and a little bit of garlic and rice. You want to have the nutrient dense foods be in the beginning of the list, and the chemicals or anything else in the bottom of the list. Okay, you want to buy foods like when you buy frozen, sometimes because of the way that the vegetables are processed, and by the time that they get, and the chemicals that they put in now to make sure that they don't ripe too soon and things like that, you might want to get frozen ones, because the frozen one, they frozen in the moment that they capture. Okay, but when you buy frozen fruits or vegetables, you want to make sure that if it is oranges, if it is strawberries, if it's broccoli, it's only the ingredient list should say broccoli and nothing else. If you're buying it in sauces and different things, you know that they're going to add up preservative and adding other things. So you want to make sure that only have what it says and that is organic. Is it possible? Okay. When it comes to your fruits and vegetables, if you cannot buy organic and you want to buy conventional, okay, here in the United States, I don't know in any country, they are labeled by numbers. Okay, usually when you have a number 4, when that number in the little sticker in the vegetables, the number 4, that means that it was raised conventional. Conventional means, okay, conventional means that that they put some pesticides and stuff like that. But what you do is that when you bring it home, and before you put it in the refrigerator, okay, people, before you put it in the refrigerator, you wash it in a solution of water and baking soda, or water and vinegar, and soak it for 10 minutes, and then clean it, dry it, cut it, do whatever you want to do, freeze or put it in the refrigerator, what you need to do before you put it. Okay, so it doesn't sip more uh, 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 more pesticides and stuff longer. So you want to do it when you buy it out of the, if you got, if you start with a 8, is organic, and if you start with a 9, is GMO. Now they're changing the talk, and they say bioengineering. If something said that it have bioengineering ingredients, don't don't buy it. If it says this is organic and it's a mixture of different things, go in the back to see which is organic. Because sometimes it's a potato salad, for the sake of conversation, and the potatoes they use are organic, but then all the other stuff that they put in it to create the salad is not. So you don't want to buy that. Okay, so that's why it's so important for us to read the labels. Remember that this is the only body we have, and it's the vehicle that God gave us to be able to fulfill His purpose, okay, that He gave, and the assignment that He gave it to us, okay, and the only body that He gave us for us to expand the kingdom of God. So we need to take care of our body. Remember that the doctor is responsible for your sick care, but you, yes, you are responsible of your health care. You are responsible to become that CEO of your health. You're responsible to give your body the things that they need in order to take care of you, okay, and create healing in your body. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope this information was good for you. Make sure that you share. Okay, share with anybody. Watch it again. Take notes. Watch it again so you can take screenshots. Okay, and if you want that detox guide, just let me know and I will get it done. Send it, DM me through Facebook. My name is Aida Serino Lee. If you go to Instagram, it's RX Forever Health. Okay? Thank you.